Good morning, beloveds. I'm awake. Had a good doctor's visit yesterday, and then promptly scheduled 2 more. I have to have a physical, yay, where they get blood from me. And I went ahead and scheduled the 6th month follow-up. Apparently I need to go every 6 months, and I'm just like, you want me to come back in 6 months? Schedule the appointment now. And they were like, okay. All right, it is June 28th. Our title is Healing as Release from Fear. Our author is Helen Schueman, and this is from A Course in Miracles from 1975. Healing is not a miracle. All healing is essentially the release from fear. A major step in the atonement plan is to undo error at all levels. Sickness, or not right-mindedness, is the result of level confusion, because it always entails the belief that what is amiss on one level can adversely affect another. We have referred to miracles as the means of correcting level confusion, for all mistakes must be corrected at the level on which they occur. The body cannot create, and the belief that it can, a fundamental error, produces all physical symptoms. Only the mind can create, because the spirit has already been created, and the body is a learning device for the mind. Learning devices are not lessons in themselves. Their purpose is merely to facilitate learning. The body is merely part of your experience in the physical world. The value of the atonement does not lie in the manner in which it is expressed. In fact, if it is used truly, it will inevitably be expressed in whatever way is most helpful to the receiver. This means that a miracle, to attain its full efficacy, must be expressed in a language that the recipient can understand without fear. This does not necessarily mean that this is the highest levels of communication of which they are capable. It does mean, however, that the highest level of communication at which they are capable now. It does mean, however, that it is the highest level of communication of which they are capable of now. The whole aim of the miracle is to raise the level of communication, not to lower it by increasing fear. This is one of those blink, blink, stare, stares. What did I just read? For starters, I don't know that much about A Course in Miracles. So let's start there, okay? And I'm not sure that I entirely agree with her, but the information is still useful from a science of mind perspective. So, one, like I said, this is from A Course in Miracles. It is not Science of Mind. Now, I've been reading a lot of different authors. I've read Divine Science. I've read Christian Science. I've read, some just straight up poetry. So this book is not a science of mind. This is Women of New Thought. I don't have to agree with everything. You don't have to agree with anything. But the point of doing the reading is, if there is something in here that is useful to you, please, take that. If it's not useful to you, then feel free to leave it behind. And that probably is the most that I can say about this reading. It's interesting that she starts out with healing is not a miracle. I'm like, right there, I'm not sure I agree with you, but okay. But her statement is all healing is essentially the release from fear. I don't know that I agree with that, but I do believe that there is a lot of healing that can come from the release of fear. I'm not sure what the atonement plan is, and I think that's my biggest problem here, is I don't know what the atonement plan is. I might have more of an idea if I knew what that was. So, you might want to look into that to get more value out of this reading, which is, sometimes I do these readings and I'm like, I'm going to have to take that into meditation because I don't understand it. And I'm telling you right now, I don't fully understand this reading. So you may want to do a little more research if you want to get more out of it than I'm currently. I do get that we've referred to miracles as the means of correcting level confusion. Again, see, I'm not sure what she means by level confusion, but I do agree with her that a lot of healing can happen when we clear up the confusion. I'm not entirely sure that I agree with her about the body. The body cannot create, but so I think in Christian, or in A Course in Miracles, they have a very specific idea about the body that doesn't quite line up with Science of Mind. So I'm like, okay. But the mind can create. The spirit has this is where we get into it. It's like body, mind, and soul. Science of Mind uses them a little differently than other readings do, and that's one of the reasons why I'm struggling a bit with this one. And it's good to struggle with a reading. It's good to not immediately go, oh no, I understand this. It's good to have to work at it. And I do agree that the body is a learning device for the mind. The body is a gift. The body is a gift. And it is our responsibility to take care of it. And I will say, and science agrees with this statement, it's not my statement, but science agrees with this statement, is that a lot of the problems in the body do start with the mind. When you are in fear, then fear stimulates certain hormones in the body, and certain hormones stimulate other things, and in a long-term process fear can be very damaging for the body. Any emotion taken to any extreme I get that. Our emotions do have a huge impact on our body, and that's part of what it appears like she's talking about. The body is merely part. See, the body is merely part of your physical experience, and it's like I'm going to give the body a little more credit than that. Okay. The value of the atonement does not lie in the manner in which it's expressed. Here's where she's talking about, look, use words that mean something to you. Okay? And she's also encouraging you to up-level your communication. So, yeah, I think I'm going to set this reading aside. This is Helen Schueman, A Course in Miracles, Healing is a Release from Fear, because I don't have enough experience to even talk about it other than what I've said. That I do agree with her that the emotions do have really interesting impacts on the body. And any emotion taken to an extreme can negatively affect the body. But they do say laughter is the best medicine. And there's a reason why. Again, when you are joyful, when you laugh, you stimulate certain hormones that have certain effects on the body. Very, very relaxing effects on the body, as opposed to when you are in fear, and those hormones, which are very tensing to the body, they contract everything and make everything. So, it's like, yeah, she's on the right track. She's absolutely on the right track. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure about the language she's using to get there. And like I said, it's just, it's neither good nor bad. It is thinking that makes it so. I think it's Shakespeare that said that. So I don't have the familiarity with her work to speak on it. So, if you know a lot about Course in Miracles, I'm sure that you have way more to do with, way more thoughts about that than I do. The mission today, should we choose to accept it? I'm going to go back with, she called it level confusion. Let's work on that. Let's work on the confusion that we are, because when we are not seeing clearly is when we enter into fear. And there are a whole lot of things that we can do about what she's calling level confusion, if I'm using her term right, and I may not be. So, you know what, if you're familiar with Christian Science, feel free to make a comment. Not Christian Science, Course in Miracles. Feel free to make a comment. Please comment on that, because like I said, she's using a lot of terms I'm not familiar with. But let's work on that level confusion. Let's work on true seeing. Let's work on seeing with our spiritual eyes as well as with our material eyes, because sometimes our material eyes are giving us different information. And when we look at a situation with our spiritual eyes, we're going to see it differently. That's the mission today, should we choose to accept it. Let's work on that level confusion. Let's work on seeing with our spiritual eyes. All right. And lessen the fear. Lessen the fear. All right. There was something, and whatever it was is gone. So I'm going to jump into the spiritual practice. It is self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it looks like. And I specifically say yourself. There is a reason. It is easy to do loving, kind, and compassionate things for people, for other people. It's easy to do them for people that we love. It's easy to do them for people we don't know. It's a little harder to do them with people we don't like. But, sometimes it's really hard to do loving, kind, and compassionate things for ourselves. And so that's where I want at least one. Do one loving, kind, compassionate thing for yourself every single day. Take care of yourself. All right. You are a beloved child of God. You don't need to find value. You are value because you are here having this experience. That is all the value you need. You don't need any other value other than you exist to do loving, kind, and compassionate things for yourself. You deserve that. So, I remind you, and a lot of my suggestions are just little ones, take a nap, take a walk, take a break, sit down when you need to. It was really hot today, so I sat down a couple of times. And then at one point, the trainer turned the fan on me, and he could see. I was trying. It looks like, taking a breath before you speak. It looks like paying attention to the way you speak to yourself. Not just how you speak to others, but how you speak to yourself. It also looks like eating dessert first. It looks like not saving the good stuff. It looks like when we go see a play, we dress up a little bit. Just not, we don't go all fancy dancy, but we dress up, a little bit. We make it an occasion. That's what I'm talking about. Do something like that every day. Every day. You deserve it. You are your own best test subject. You get immediate feedback. Is this loving, kind, compassionate? But you deserve it. And I want you to create that habit. I want you to create that first response. So that no matter what happens in your life, you can respond lovingly, kindly, and compassionately. And when you practice it every day, you are creating a well-worn path to the infinite source of love, kindness, and compassion. The source of your own being, spirit, that's an infinite source of love, kindness, and compassion. Consciously connect to it every day. All right. Okay. The rest of the suggestions are the normal ones. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you today. Drink plenty of water. We are still in the 100 degrees. It's going to be a week next week, but on Wednesday, there's some rain chances move in, and the highs are going to drop to 98 and 96. Okay. Instead of the triple digit. I was in my car driving around at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My car never dropped below 101. It is hot. Drink plenty of water. Hydrate. Your body works better. Your brain works better when it is well hydrated. Hydrate. Okay. And do whatever you need to do to get that fluid in. If you need to flavor it or ice. I've been using a lot of ice lately. It's been helpful. And then, there's one more. Oh, that early in your day bright light. I was talking about how hormones affect your body. Well, that's one of the things you can do. 5 to 10 minutes of early in your day. And I'm talking about 9 o'clock in the morning, because after 9 o'clock, the sun apparently it's hitting a different angle and the rays are different. The UV rays, literally, I'm talking science here, people. Hit differently. So 5 minutes of early in your day on your face, bright light, sunlight, artificial light will help too. But it's got to be blue light. That's, will support your natural hormone cycle. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. So try it. Like, that's why I say it's 5 minutes. And what I'm talking about is the circadian rhythm. Okay. So try it. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. You will feel better. That's part of my goal. I want you to mentally, physically, emotionally feel better. That's why I make all of these suggestions. And then the last one is my Ernest Holmes quote: open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. All right. It's a mindset, people. It is a mindset. When you recognize that it is a mindset, you will move through the world differently. So look into that. Okay. Yeah. And take him as advice. Look for the good and praise it. That'll get you. Gratitude will get you everywhere, as I like to say. Gratitude will get you everywhere. Okay. The social media part, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. Please feel free to take advantage of all of the good stuff that we have posted up on. Like, both of us have YouTube channels. Creative Life Spiritual Center, the running Rev Ryan. Both of them have YouTube channels. There's all kinds of amazing stuff on both of those channels. Please go look. Please. If you just need a little pick-me-up. And then if you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. That way you will know what's going on before anybody else. When I'm in a hurry or confused, email info@creativelife.org. It'll take you right to the information that you want. Those hot links are hot. Or to the person that'll help you get it. Okay. I am now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a Wednesday this year, a hydrate day, a take care of yourself day, a know who you are day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved child of God, a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion, God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Know the truth of your being. All right? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna leap off here because I gotta go to work. Especially since I played hooky for the half the day yesterday because I had to go to the doctor. So I'm gonna go see what happened the other half of the day. All right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. I will see you next time.